A lot of countries abroad have it. India में कुछ जगह पर है. Like they take you जुगनू वगैरह के tours पे ले जाते हैं या star gazing के लिए ले जाते हैं. So what they did was, because we were supposed to look at insects, they gave us these torches which had a red colored light, right? And I remember you talking about different spectrums of lights being visible to different kind of creatures. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So color temperature, if we talk about it, is basically the sun temperature. It comes from sun temperature. So when the sun rises, it's more towards orange, and towards the day it's warm white, and then again in the evening it's orange. So if we talk about, and when the sun rises, the sun is little reddish orangish tone, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing which is actually very suitable to a lot of creatures.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Archeologues, where we bring to you monologues and dialogues in architecture and beyond. Today, we are going to talk about something that I came across a few weeks back, and I thought it was an interesting and important dialogue to be brought out. So, we are going to discuss about illuminance and light pollution. So, lighting, as we know as architects, we create light pollution also. So, today we have Ms. Prachi Aswani. She is also an architect and she has a master's in sustainable architecture. This is an area in which she really holds a lot of interest and knowledge, and she is continuously working on this subject. So welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so just tell a little about yourself first. Yeah.
So I have a basic graduation of architecture. I graduated from Rajasthan University. Post that, I did post-graduation from CEPT University. And my master's specialization was sustainable development and climate change. So what's very amazing thing about this is that we talk about sustainability also, and how we talk about a scale, the exposure of the scale of planners was provided to us here. So apart from that, GHG emissions and calculations of all these emissions, we started talking about it, and that was the point wherein we started talking about actual pollution in the city level. But as we started working, and I realized that pollution is quantitative, people are talking about it. There are few things which are pollutions, like noise pollution and light pollution, which people are not talking about still. Noise pollution, still people have some norms and they have started working around it, and there are guidelines regarding it, like curfew times, and people understand
decibel levels.
There is a problem from sound. But right now, nobody is talking about light pollution. Light pollution is also a very, very crucial thing, which eventually people have started understanding, because we've lost our stars in the cities.
Yeah.
Because of extremely high illumination in the cities, we can't see the stars, which we were able to see when we were younger.
So true.
Right? So,
and even just to add to what you're saying, even when you go to the hills,
yeah,
where you would normally be able to see the stars, you have to actually go to a place which has no illumination.
No illumination, agreed.
Yeah.
So even in the mountains, if we see that there are so many towns which have come up, and extremely high illumination has started happening. So if I talk about a reserve, like there is a reserve, close reserve is Corbett. So if you go, there's a resort called Caves.
Okay.
And cave, it's a very beautifully designed structure. It is actually a cave wherein you have...
It's a natural cave, or it's been...
No, it's
man-made
a man-made cave. But it is so polluting. The entire cave is being flooded with lights. So that there is a sky glow from that, because you can see that resort from a very far off. It is a classic case of light trespassing and sky glow.
So both these terms I would really like you to talk about, light trespassing and sky glow.
So there are three major pollutants in light pollution. One is light trespassing, then one is glare, and the third is sky glow. So if we talk about glare will only affect people who are closer.
ग्लेयर सबको पता है, लाइक नॉर्मल लाइट की
आंख में चुभेगा आपके अगर आप उस लाइट सोर्स के पास में।
करेक्ट।
दूसरी चीज जो है जिसको कहते हैं लाइट ट्रेसपासिंग, लाइट ट्रेस इज मोर अबाउट somebody has put a luminaire on their boundary but it is crossing their boundary. Its light is crossing the boundary and going to other person's boundary also.
But isn't that something that happens all the time?
It happens all the time. So the major trespassers are street lights also. If you see these days, like all your street lights or maybe pedestrian lights also are entering houses which are on the first floor or the ground floor.
Yeah.
Because we have
Especially the high mast lights.
Yeah, high
I've
mast
seen
also. Yeah.
are so polluting. And I do think that they do have a policy that they'll put it out after a certain time, which really helps. But it is still light
high mast
trespassing.
is generally not near residential area until if it's not if we talk about town planning.
There's one right here across.
Right here across from
And in the front room, nobody's able to sleep.
so I'll tell you what happens is that when the high mast is planned, it is a standalone thing which the government agencies plan about it.
Correct.
So at that time, there are no light fixtures, like no street lights, no.
Yeah. So when the high mast is planned,
Planned.
then usually street lighting is not
Not there.
And later on वो भी हो जाता है और साथ में ये वाली
हाँ,
light भी
तो
आ
उसके अलावा पहले एक्चुअली क्या है कि एक क्रॉस रोड है, अगर वहाँ पे एक हाई मस्ट प्लान्ड है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे 10 साल पहले कुछ भी नहीं था, राइट?
Right.
एक्सपेंशन की बात करें, अगर हम गोल्फ कोर्स रोड की बात करें, तो आज से 15 साल पहले वहाँ पे कुछ नहीं था, वहाँ पे हाई मस्ट इंस्टॉल हुआ. फिर हाई मस्ट इंस्टॉल हो गया, थोड़ी बहुत सेटलमेंट आने लगी अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाउन प्लानिंग, मतलब जोनल प्लानिंग में वो एरिया डेवलप हुआ, तो वहाँ पे स्ट्रीट लाइट्स आ गई. अब वहाँ पे कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग्स बन गई, तो उनकी फसाड लाइटिंग हो गई, उसकी वजह से पोल्यूशन होने लगा. और उसके बाद देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ लाइट प्रेशर कमिंग फ्रॉम इनसाइड ऑल्सो. अगर आप कोई स्पेस है जो ऑक्यूपाई कर रहे हो, उसके अंदर की लाइट जो है वो भी एक बहुत मेजर कॉज बन जाती है पोल्यूट करने के लिए.
Fair. So that is one. And then the sky glow.
स्काई ग्लो इज बेसिकली आपकी जो लाइट है वो शील्डेड नहीं है, और उसकी लाइट जो हम लोग को जहाँ पे जरूरत है, विच इज लाइक द पेडेस्ट्रियन पाथ, जहाँ पे होनी चाहिए वहाँ पे ना जाके ऊपर भी जा रही है. मतलब वी आर पोल्यूटिंग द स्काई ऑल्सो फॉर इट.
So what kind of an impact does it create on the environment, for example?
बहुत सारे इम्पैक्ट्स हैं. सबसे ज़्यादा अगर हम अभी बात करें कि माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स जो होती है हमारी, वो डिस्ट्रैक्ट होती हैं. सबसे पहला रीज़न ये है. फिर जो नाइट हमारे एनिमल्स हैं, बैट्स हो गए, आउल्स हो गए, दे आर डिस्ट्रैक्टेड बिकॉज रात को भी बहुत सारा लाइट है, तो दे आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, तो उनकी जो साइकिल है, वो स्लीप साइकिल्स हैं, वो डिस्टर्ब होती हैं. फिर एक बात बहुत ही बेसिक है, अगर आप मरीन एरिया के पास हैं, अगर वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा लाइट है, तो टर्टल्स जो होते हैं वो सी से बाहर आते हैं टू मेट, और अब एग्स देते हैं और फिर वापस सी में चले जाते हैं. सो अगर बहुत ज़्यादा लाइट होगी वहाँ पे, तो दे लूज पाथ, एंड इफ दे डोंट गो बैक टू द वाटर, दे आर मोर प्रोन टू अदर एनिमल्स हु माइट हंट ऑन देम. तो ये चीज़ें हैं जो बेसिक चीज़ हैं.
So if I may just, sort of intervene here, and I remember that beautiful presentation that you had done for us, and we had kind of understood all this. Doesn't this come under the purview of environmentalists, or while I understand, and as an architect, you of course needs to design sensibly and sensitively, but that's again not a norm-based sort of criteria. So I'll just complete my question first. So if you look at turtles, or if you look at birds and bees, only those designers who may have an interest in their life may actually know about it.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the architects may not even because they haven't studied, and in fact, maybe I would actually like to know if somebody's actually done a research and it's statistically proven that yes, turtles are sort of getting distracted because there is too much light on the beach.
So there are researches about it. So if you actually look at it, there are researches about it. So 100% light temperature. First of all, the light temperature was controlled, and then timing. We talk about automation. मतलब you are timing the lights. So after a time when there is no requirement of that
you
light,
can just put it off, or it just automatically goes
so
off.
Coming back to your question, if you said architects are not taught about it, true, I agree about it. A lot of people are not talking about it because they don't know about it. So that's why we've got ourselves volunteered towards it to talk about it. So we have started a group which is called Dark Sky India, which is a chapter of Dark Sky International. It started in Europe, wherein we have multiple advocates, more than 2070 odd chapters across the world. We are trying to educate people first. Second, creating small steps if we can, whatever we can to control light pollution. Then also the third part is, which is very crucial, is we are talking about it to bureaucrats. So it is very important that it should reach the right people who can actually make the impact. And coming back to why architects are supposed to design it, because architects and planners are the one who are shaping the entire city. Their sensitivity towards it and their input in this will be very, very important. So
No, I understand what you're saying. Okay, let me put it this way. So, if we look at about 30 years back,
Yeah.
the state of architecture and architectural practice in our cities, first of all, there was no formal design intervention, at least for the public spaces, there was
Yeah.
none. And even for the individual residences, it was more like कि बिजली नहीं आती आधी जगह पे,
हाँ.
right? So there were power backups needed and this and that. So
True.
electricity and lighting being a constant supply is relatively a recent phenomena in our country, right?
True.
So it is only now that two things are happening simultaneously. That ek to LEDs, which are low voltage lighting, has come up.
Yeah.
The other thing is just too much usage, right? And then of course there are all kinds of outdoor light, facade
Yeah.
lighting, and all kinds of options are available these days, and people really want to utilize them. That added with the public spaces now that they are being designed and they're being lit, right?
True.
So जो लाइटिंग सेफ्टी से शुरू हुई थी वो एस्थेटिक्स पे आई और
Aesthetics पे आई.
दोनों चीजों को मिला के, और आज हम एक ऐसी स्टेट में हैं जहाँ आई थिंक प्रॉबेबली इट इज द राइट टाइम टू टॉक अबाउट
about
समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो अब एक्चुअली मैं एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन पूछने वाली हूँ. सो last summer I had gone to Australia and I had mentioned to you about it, that we had done a glowworm tour, right? It was a night tour into a forest. A lot of countries abroad have it. India में कुछ जगह पर है, like they take you जुगनू वगैरह के tours पे ले जाते हैं या star gazing के लिए ले जाते हैं. So what they did was, because we were supposed to look at insects, they gave us these torches which had a red colored light, right? And I remember you talking about different spectrums of lights being visible to different kind of creatures. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So, color temperature, if we talk about it, is basically the sun temperature. It comes from sun temperature. So when the sun rises, it's more towards orange, and towards the day it's warm white, and then again in the evening it's orange. So if we talk about, and when the sun rises, the sun is little reddish orangish tone, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing which is actually very suitable to a lot of creatures. So what we talk about creatures in the night. So if you see, there is a very, very appropriate temperature which is less than 3000 Kelvin, which actually means there is no sunlight over there. So like if we go down lesser than 3000 Kelvin, it somewhat like reddish light is suitable for a lot of creatures, the night creatures,
Yeah.
wherein they can't actually see that light, and it doesn't travels very far also. That is why
Very interesting.
this color spectrum of light is very important when we are doing night lighting. So white light gives you more lumen output, but it is not supposed to be lit in the night.
Yeah, fair. I think the example of the sun is an apt one.
Yeah.
That yes, from sunrise to sunset, it goes between the after red wavelength
Yeah.
to the higher temperatures and then
Come
back.
to the
So yeah, that's I think a fair thing. What kind of a change would you like to see actually in our field? Especially in like architecture and planning. Ideal world क्या होगा?
So if I talk about planning, since I have education background of both, if I talk about planners, it is very important for planners to zone the areas.
Okay.
So there has to be places which are sensitive, like if you have dark sky reserve, something like that, or we have in Leh we have dark sky reserve, wherein you have all the stars gazing happening, and it is recognized. We need more of such zones, such as forests. We have sanctuaries, but we have, as I told you, near a sanctuary only there is a resort which is polluting the entire
Yeah.
space. So we have to first identify zones which is critical in wildlife, and we have to zone them as no pollution zone. So there we have to keep it less.
या सो समथिंग लाइक जैसे हमारे सीजनिक जोन्स होते हैं,
Seismic zones होते हैं जहाँ पे हम लोग
सो
बिल्डिंग के लिए
वो तो
करते हैं.
पैन मतलब ऑल
हाँ.
इंडिया लेवल पे होता है, बट आई एम श्योर एट अ स्टेट लेवल एंड एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल they should make these, you know, different grades.
Yeah.
So zone 1 to zone 5 kind of a thing,
Yeah.
rather than keeping it no polluting, because no polluting में क्या होगा कि फिर the industry will really retaliate and say, for example, the hospitality industry, they will say कि भाई हम लोगों को लाई यहाँ इसलिए रहे हैं, so how can we like not give them light?
No, so I'll tell you what. There are zones wherein we have zero light pollution, but
Okay.
उन zone के बाहर हम लोग को allow करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि obviously there is a business and there is fodder coming out of
Yeah.
it, that it is creating a livelihood for people who are staying close by. So वहाँ पे जो area है, जो core area है, उसके बाहर आपको थोड़ा illumination allow करना चाहिए. Say in case of 10, अगर वहाँ पे sanctuary के अंदर 0 है तो उसके बाहर जो है 1 to 4 के बीच में आप lit कर सकते हो
Exactly.
according to the distance you are. ठीक है. And talking about the cities are, we can't go without lighting.
Yeah.
It is there, and had I spoken about it 10 years back when I was graduating or 15 years back, I would have said कि नहीं होना चाहिए. But हमारा development जो है वो lighting से आता है और cities को properly lit होने की जरूरत है. इसको कैसे cater करना है वो architecture में बात करते हैं. दूसरी चीज जो planners के लिए है, zone 1 से लेके zone 4 तक उनका हो गया कि around the area हमने उनको आइडेंटिफाई किया. बट हमारे जो बी ग्रेड टाउन्स हो गए या सी ग्रेड टाउन्स हो गए या विलेजेस हो गए, उसमें भी हम लोग कितना लेवल ऑफ इल्यूमिनेशन करना है, तो उसका एक गाइडलाइन बनना चाहिए. एज अ प्लानर ऑल्सो उनकी दूसरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. सारे प्लानर्स जो हैं वो इवेंचुअली एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस देते हैं इनटू ऑल दीज
गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज,
ब्यूरोक्रेटिक
सेटअप में
सेटअप. तो अगर आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्बन हाउसिंग की बात करें, आप वाइल्ड लाइफ की बात करें, किसी की भी बात करें, ये सब जितने भी टूर मतलब वी हैव आवर ओन मिनिस्ट्री फॉर एनवायरनमेंट ऑल्सो. तो अगर हम इन सब की बात करें तो इनमें जितने भी लोग जो एक्चुअली पॉलिसीज बना रहे हैं हैव अ बेसिक नॉलेज अबाउट प्लानिंग, तो उनका इनपुट वहाँ से बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट आता है. अब बात करें सिटीज़ में जो लाइट्स हो रही है, लाइटिंग हो रही है, विच इज़ एक्सपोज्ड लाइटिंग, जो हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा लाइट कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे आर्किटेक्ट्स का बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट आता है. क्योंकि आप जब इंडिविजुअली एक बिल्डिंग बना रहे हो तो उसमें आप अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अगर लेते हैं कि आपको पोल्यूट नहीं करना है, सो यू आर डूइंग योर बिट. आप पूरे सिटी को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते, बट अगर आप एक बिल्डिंग सेट करोगे एंड एवरीबडी डिसाइड्स टू डू दैट, देन वी आर कलेक्टिवली डूइंग, वी आर ऑन अ मूवमेंट.
आई फील दैट देयर हैज टू बी अ स्ट्रांग पॉलिसी लेवल
पॉलिसी
इंटरवेंशन
इंटरवेंशन
कि भाई इतनी हाइट के अबव, जैसे बिल्डिंग की हाइट है ऐसी लाइटिंग की भी एक रीच हाइट होनी
Yeah.
चाहिए. एंड आई मीन दीज डेज facade lighting has just become like everybody wants to light up
Yeah.
their facades, and you know the building has actually become an object which
beautify.
needs to be showcased, you know, so they're okay with that light coming onto the window
Yeah.
at night, but they want the house to be more visible. So talking about now specific solutions that you think, because I remember like capping of lights and
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, some of those.
So the first and most important thing is that there should be a light curfew. That even if you talk about retail, the big hoardings and everything should be turned off after business hours. You don't need it. Nobody is coming to
Very
see
well
your
said.
retail space at 2 in the night.
Very well
So if you are shutting down, you can either shut it down. If you don't want to shut it down, you have to dim it to 30% so that you are not polluting. First thing. Second, talking about street lights, they are also timed and motion sensors are there. So if there is a car which is 100 meters away, the sensors are so strong that if the car is also 100 meters away, it will sense. The sensor will sense and it will turn on the light, so that it's not that the light.
These are those street lights that you're talking
street
about.
lights, yeah.
But I think also the pedestrian lights.
Pedestrian,
because वो
पोस्ट
safety
स्टॉप्स,
का-
या सो पोस्ट स्टॉप में जैसे 100 मीटर जस्ट फॉर कार्स, क्योंकि कार का ट्रैवल टाइम कम होगा, तो वो स्ट्रीट लाइट्स की बात हो रही है. स्ट्रीट लाइट में वो 100 मीटर पे आपका सेंस करेगा. पेडेस्ट्रियन में आपका कम है, आपको 10 मीटर पे सेंस करने के लिए भी काफी है, आपको इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग
No, but I
सेंसर की
think
जरूरत है.
pedestrian also is linked with safety, especially as a woman,
ट्रू.
if you're walking on the road. So I think maybe dimming and
Dimming.
maybe not just completely putting it off.
हाँ,
and
so for pedestrian walkways we need to dim the lights. We can't time
completely put them off. हाँ.
completely put off नहीं करना है, बट आप ऑल्टरनेट कर सकते हो.
Yeah.
यू कैन नॉट, जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको 100% चला के रखनी है, आप 50% चलाइए.
Right.
और आपका जो मोशन सेंसर है वो उसको स्ट्रांग रखना पड़ेगा कि जहाँ पे कोई है, मतलब अगर इफ यू आर वॉकिंग एंड देयर इज समबडी बिहाइंड यू हु इज वॉकिंग, द लाइट बिहाइंड विल turn on so that
Yeah.
you know somebody is behind.
Correct.
That also acts as a safety factor for you,
very
that
well
you are more conscious कि मेरे पीछे कोई आ रहा है, instead of the person coming very close to you and then you are all of a sudden
Fair.
by the noise or something you get
fair,
to know.
Fair. Very nice. Very nice. Any specific challenge that you have faced? Because I'm sure you've kind of, tried to make presentations to.
What I have actually recently faced is that अभी awareness नहीं है. तो गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स में अगर हम बात भी कर रहे हैं या कुछ भी कर रहे हैं तो दे डोंट नो अबाउट इट. और हमारे पास यही है कि अभी फंड्स बहुत ज़्यादा हैं जो हम लोग को डिस्पैच होते हैं. मतलब एक फंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पे आया, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से एक डिपार्टमेंट के पास आया, उनको वो यूज करना ही करना है इस फंड.
But that's great, na? They can also get these sensors fit.
True, that is agreed. So my point is that again the planner comes into importance here कि आप जब प्लान कर रहे हो तब आप इन सेंसर्स को डालो. जब टेंडर बन रहा है, डीपीआर बन रहा है, आप तब इन सेंसर्स को और लाइट की इंटेंसिटी को, आप लाइट की टेम्परेचर को, सबको कंसिडर करके चलो, इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट पुटिंग ओनली लाइट्स, ओनली पोल्स, और सिर्फ उसकी वायरिंग को कंसिडर करने की जगह आप सेंसर बेस्ड चीज़ों पे भी बात करें.
फेयर. इसमें मैं एक एक्चुअली एग्जाम्पल और दूंगी which you had said and which I think was very, very powerful, was that, when we light up a tree or when we light up a shrub,
Yeah.
True. Imagine if there's a nest of a bird inside it and the bird is like, okay, oh my God, who's put
Where
this
am I
light
going?
on?
So in the landscape, there is a clear trend of uplighting a plant or bigger trees. So bigger trees will have birds. First of all, they are also affected. The most important thing which is affected on plant lighting is that actually plants themselves, they do photosynthesis in the day and sleep in the night, right? That is how they inhale carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, and in the night again they use also carbon dioxide. So use oxygen, sorry. So because of the lights being turned on, they are confused themselves कि photosynthesis है, oxygen देना है, oxygen use करना है, carbon dioxide. So it is tricky. So there's no research about it, but it is also one problematic area people are talking about.
Very, very interesting. So I think we've pretty much covered. Is there anything else that you would want to sort of talk about?
I would just say कि as architects and planners, we should take this as our own responsibility.
Fair.
Because nobody else right now is sensitive. Our education is such that we are taught sensitivity towards environment, and this is part of the environment.
For sure.
So talking about bureaucrats, I am not part of them, so I can't say if they really care, but I've come across a lot of bureaucrats who are,
they do care.
They do care. So talking about I heard this case study from a colleague. He said the IS officer was so sure, he was so adamant that he wants to use lights which do not affect the turtles. This was being planned towards the marine area. तो turtles जिनसे affect ना हो, वो light पूरी develop हुई and all, but apparently that IS officer was transferred, and usual light by another company was purchased.
Yeah.
Now, what was the drawback? Why did the other light, which was sensitive towards turtles, not bought? Because it was expensive.
Yeah.
So there is a cost to it, but I feel if it is part of the tender and there is a specific budget given out for it,
and also जैसे जैसे यूसेज बढ़ेगा कॉस्ट कम आ जाएगी. अभी लोगों को पता ही नहीं है, अवेयरनेस नहीं है.
जब नया प्रोडक्ट बन रहा होता है जिसको एनपीडी बोलते हैं, एनपीडी का कॉस्ट हमेशा ही ज्यादा होता है. फिर इवेंचुअली जब वो रनिंग में चला जाता है उसका कॉस्ट कम हो जाता है.
सो टेल मी वन थिंग, इज देयर अ रिसोर्स, ऑनलाइन रिसोर्स, where architects or architectural students who are large part of my audience, where they can go and refer and see that what kind of lighting is more sensitive? So in terms of designs, or maybe you guys are putting up some kind of an invention.
So we are compiling whatever we can do right now, because we also try to look for it. There is a lot of data on Google, but it is very fragmented. You don't see. There are few research papers. Dark Sky Association, Dark Sky International also has a website which talks about light pollution and what are the different sanctuaries and all. But overall, the documentation is very fragmented.
Okay.
So we are trying to compile
Mm-hmm.
all that,
Okay.
whatever, if there are buildings. Right
So
now,
as of now, there is no repository of this
no,
data,
yeah.
but I'm sure if with time, I'm
With
sure
time it
this
will come.
kind of will come
So
up.
if somebody's also done a work, there is, matlab, compilation is important. So we need to make a archives.
For sure. Any country in specific that you have come across which has done a good job? They may not have the policy in place, they may not have the data in
But
place.
a lot of European countries towards the northern hemisphere, so Scandinavian countries, wherein their entire business comes out of tourism, of Northern Lights, are more sensitive towards these.
Obviously, because I mean,
yeah,
they can't have sky glow.
they can't have sky glows. So it is coming. Europe has started talking about it. So as I told you, like, there are buildings in US also which is more sensitive, which were, say,
US is
old.
a different ball game.
Yeah, it is
Because I
old.
think it's consumerism, you know, like
Yeah.
end to end. They
Yeah.
really don't give a damn
Yeah.
that, you know, if their excessive usage of anything, food
Yeah.
dekh lijiye aap, or anything. So they are, I mean, sustainability is more of a greenwash, is what my perspective has been.
So US
there.
off lately has become that, but if you see older buildings, like if you go talk about Chrysler building, you'll see only the crown is being lit. So US
In
just
fact, if you
changed.
see even British architecture, even
Yeah.
European buildings, the taverns and the traditional buildings, they were always low on
Low
lighting.
lighting, yes.
Yeah,
Now because of lot of glass buildings,
yeah.
it is difficult. The major polluter is in light pressure coming from inside.
Fair. So I think these are very interesting concepts that you've introduced us to: light trespassing, sky glow,
Sky glow, glare.
Designing with sensitivity and sensibility towards the environment. So thank you so much for joining in.
I just want to put one point that why is it a new thing? Because इससे पहले जो lights आती थी वो CFL वाली होती थी, जिसका wattage ज़्यादा होता था पर lumen output कम होता था. ये प्रॉब्लम चालू ही हुई है जब से LED चिप्स आई हैं. So इसलिए ये बहुत नई चीज़ है. तो अगर आप पुरानी बिल्डिंग्स की बात कर रहे हो सारी, वो उनके पास इल्यूमिनेशन का सोर्स अलग था, ये सोर्स अलग है.
For sure.
So that is why.
For sure. Very well said. So thank you so much for joining in, and thank you listeners for listening into this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.